Thank you so much, ladies and gents. Welcome to Kikao Africa, the talk platform that speaks on relevant life issues. At Kikao Africa, we like to speak on fundamentals over tactics and to bring guests and material that take us forward. Our guest on this episode is James Kagia Wawero, a great man, a wise man, my father. We have more and more to speak on when it comes to speaking with you, because we do one interview and we realize there's more and there's more and there's more. So now, Dad, based off of the little time we have, I want to mention something to you and then hear what you have to say. So you started teaching Sunday school some years back.
Yeah.
And of course, at the time I had no consideration for it. But later when I asked you, you said that there are less and less men in places, in this kind of places. The other day, I went to cut my hair somewhere in Kiserian, and I was the only man there in the barber shop.
Who are the others?
Women. Then cutting my hair was a woman, and then now the barber shop now has become a completely different thing. You know, the I guess there's people who like that. But where are the men? Is my question. Where are the men? When you said you're teaching Sunday school because there are no men, I don't think you meant that there are no male human beings. What did you mean when you said there are no men? When I go to places where I used to see men and I'm now seeing women, over to you. Where are the men?
Well, the men are all over, yeah, but missing at the right place.
Okay.
As sources of influence. Like now talking about Sunday school. That time there was a cry for men because it was dominated by female teachers.
A cry for men by the institution?
Yeah, by the institution.
By the church?
Yeah, by the Sunday school teachers saying now, we are all ladies.
We need men.
We need men. Why? Because they realize, now we are teaching here boys and girls, but the boys are only seeing ladies.
Okay.
And in school, you also realize in the lower classes, a lot of teachers
are women.
Are said to be women. Yeah. Of course, perhaps what informs that is that they can easily connect with younger children.
Being that they are nurturers.
But
at an early stage, that's okay.
At an early stage, very early stage, that is okay. Because men sometimes may not know how to connect with these little ones. But as they grow bigger, yeah, men need to be visible as sources of influence, shaping their destiny. Them seeing men involved, men at work, men talking to them. It's different when a man talks to children than when a lady. That male voice, that maleness, is needed. So at that point, there was that cry. And I stepped in. And when I stepped in, I think a lot of men also decided they could step in.
Okay.
Yeah, they saw someone there. Okay. A serious person, a mature person, stepping in to teach. And soon enough, we had many men on board.
Okay.
So really, it's for influence, for visibility. Because these are men, young boys growing. They are not seeing men. How do they fit in society?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So, now coming to a barber, I'm surprised. Yeah? That there are no men there also. And women are more and more taking over what men used to do.
Even traditional men's spaces.
Yeah, traditional men's place.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But now you find, of course, women taking more roles that are being taken by men. And that is where the society is. Men sometimes missing where they need to be.
Yes.
So talk about in schools, talk about Sunday school. Men need to be visible.
Okay. And so the men are not present in the places of influence and leadership like you're saying. Where are they? When hapa mahali wanafaa kuwa hawako. So where are they?
That's what I would really want to understand. But you see, we have to be deliberate. Yeah, there are roles men I think have left for women. not knowing that they are needed. I think the first point is the point of knowledge.
Okay.
We are needed here. Yeah? So it means that, of course, we do not understand the situation. We do not understand where we are and what our position should be. Yeah? In our role, shaping the society. Because that's what you're talking about. What is our role in shaping the society?
Bringing up these small children.
Bringing up these small children. And men have to be very, very deliberate. It's not natural. Right? For women, it's natural. It's naturals. For us, we have to be very deliberate.
Yes. Okay. So let's say a small kid, let's say you come from a single parent family, home ni mama, then you go to school, mwalimu ni mama, Sunday school ni mama, it's females all the way. This is the accumulation of female influence that you're talking about.
Exactly.
Say in the traditional society before church, how were small children raised?
Of course, they were raised by mothers, right? But the fathers were always there.
Okay.
They are seeing them, running the show, right? And as they grew older, even the uncles came on board. You see, like boys would go through different stages of initiation. What awaits you next? And you'd be taken through some teaching. And they would group men together. Yeah, like during those times in my community, when many boys would be circumcised together, they'd be placed together. And then they would go through counseling. They have older men to tell them this is what is expected. When you're mature, when you're ready to get married, this is what happens. So they were initiated into the next stage. Yeah? So the male influence was there.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Not directly interacting, because you see there were not many.
A man will not sit and teach you things, but as you build your reference for the world,
exactly,
men are there.
Men are there. But as they grew bigger, they grew older, men came on board.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That is a teenage. Men would come on board,
okay,
teaching you and telling you what is expected of you. And
as
why?
You become a man.
And there was an age group. You were not supposed to let down your age group. You had to behave because you are accountable to your age group.
Okay.
So, men were there.
Okay. So if I mess up, that my age mates also, I've caused shame to my age mates.
Yes. So you would not dare do that.
It's such a foreign concept. This sense of community and interdependence, it feels like a world, like another world, It doesn't feel like the world of now. When you see, so we've done, I think this is our third video now, and you've consistently said the knock-on effect that we see when you don't have the male figures in children's lives. You see, the indiscipline, the alternative lifestyles and all these things. When you rose to the call and said that you are going to teach Sunday school, when you meet with these children, are there any observations you can make of small children now versus maybe small children in the past or over time, in as far as seeing what effect this has on them at that tender age? At that tender age.
Generally, for me, I did not teach very young children. I found my calling was to teach the slightly older children, 10 to 12.
10 to 12, okay.
10 to 12.
Preteens.
Yeah, preteens.
Okay.
I found myself able to really to engage them and to communicate with them at that point. Of course, one thing you observe is that girls are always faster. Girls mature faster than boys. That's an observable fact.
Maturity or body maturity, what do you mean?
But body maturity and even mental maturity.
Okay.
You find they're more active, they're more participative. Boys appear to be to hang back a little, many of them. But that is understandable. Because I think I read somewhere that the brain of the girls stop maturing, I think, is it about 18 or they're about 19. But men can go up to 20-something.
Yeah, men, I think the prefrontal cortex doesn't fully mature till you're in your mid-20s going forward.
Yes.
And that's the faculty that's in charge of judgment.
That is the faculty that is in charge.
Yeah.
And therefore, of course, it's understandable that girls you find in the early stages, they even do better. Many of them in class.
They get their way earlier than boys.
They get their way earlier than boys, but boys catch up later.
Okay.
But that again, you find it even in brain development. That's what they say. That men mature more slowly. Perhaps is the depth of who they are supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying
they need to be more.
They need to be more because being wired as leaders, meant to be the head, I think they have to really consolidate a lot of things.
Build on a strong
Their
foundation.
thinking process
Takes a long time.
I think takes a long time. We said women are intuitive. Yeah?
Men must be
And many
calculated.
times, of course, there is that, the emotional side of it, of them. But men, they're very systematic in the way they do things, so they are supposed to do things. Or they are supposed to be systematic. I don't know whether they still do it that way.
They are supposed to be.
They are supposed to be. And maybe it's no wonder they take longer to mature.
And you've brought up a point, if you allow me to pause there. So, men must become.
Yeah?
Men must become.
Yeah. Men must become.
Men must become. So I saw a saying somewhere, it was, men must become, women just are. Hence, men are the prize. Yeah, because a woman can just be born attractive. Her father can be the poorest man in this world, but akona sura mzuri, mwili mzuri, she can be a queen. She has access to a very high caliber of men because she's attractive. She did not do anything towards this. But the man who is looking at her had to forge himself into something.
Oh, that's a very correct observation. Yeah,
So,
men have to become.
Men must become, women are. And so time is kind to us, but life is hard on us. For women then, life is kind to them, but time is hard on them.
Time is hard on them.
They have little time to make some crucial decisions, some which even you wonder how somebody's supposed to know that if you don't do this by this time, it's a problem. So in regards to now you wanting to fill the gap where there are no men when dealing with children, what needs did you want to attend to?
For the boys and girls, at least to interact with a male figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wanted them
whom
to
they
see
can ask questions, they can interact with. First, just to see that a male figure. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't know what they're learning. They're
Because
learning something.
The seeing already is impactful.
The seeing already is impactful.
Okay.
Where they have been missing, where they have not been seeing a male figure, one is there.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And they're engaging with him, or I'm engaging with them. Yeah? And mine is really to encourage them, right? To boost their self-perception, because many come from different backgrounds, right? So it's to build their self-perception of who they are as you teach them different topics. You'd be very deliberate to helping them so that those who have missed the male figure, at least you're providing one where you can interact and engage, discuss questions.
Okay.
That was my dream or my purpose.
Okay. And when you talk to these kids between 10 and 12 years old, as you interface with them, what are the needs that they have, the unmet needs that they have?
You may not pick much in a big, in a cluster, in a big class, right? You may not really pick, and you are not even sure what need you're meeting. But just being there and giving them that role model, someone who is coming to their level, to engage them, But in such a cluster, you may not pick specific really needs, right? But you just hope and pray that you're leaving an impact that they need, at least being there as a man, and engaging them, right? So I may not have picked needs, because to do that you need to interact with them at lower levels, at personal level, at an individual level.
Yes.
And that you'd only, of course, pick when maybe a child comes to you
With a specific
request. And those opportunities maybe were not very many because you have this time and you're teaching a big group. So I would not really pick any specific needs in your observations.
Yes.
But just that it's important for men to be visible.
Okay. And in the same church environment that you've mentioned, so the children are not seeing enough of masculinity or male figures. The church in general, are there men in the church? Or is church to our mama and our daughter?
One thing that has been observed, and there was an article some years that was written on that, that church is led by men, but it's full of women. They are the majority. And the question was why?
And the answer is?
And the women were saying, or the person who did the interviews was saying, it's because these women are coming to look for solutions, to seek God, because of problems created by men.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
They're there, seeking God and seeking solutions for problems created by men who are away, who are absent, because for them, they don't see the need. Yeah? And the feeling then was they are the problem creators. So women come to look for solution, to seek God because of problems created by
men.
By men.
Okay. And what?
It was an interesting observation.
And what?
I've just remembered it.
And what is your own observation?
You see, like you said, men have an ego. Yeah? And that ego keeps them away even from admitting that they have a need. Right? Even when they have problems. You know, women will cry to God. They will come and seek God regarding these problems. Men want to do it their own ways. And first it's difficult for them to accept that there's a problem. And unless and until you accept there's a problem, then you will not go to seek God's intervention in this problem.
Okay.
Because you are male, I can do it. Yeah. Just like we said, many don't go for therapy. They see therapy and why should I go and share my problems with someone else? So men choose to die kiofisa. I am. Yeah. So I think that is the reason.
Okay.
But women, when they find things are not working or they are struggling with children, where do they take it?
To God.
They take it to God. Men
want
either run away, take it, either solve it, or take off and go and just please themselves. Yeah? Ways of removing pressure, ways of dealing with the pressure. Yeah? Which many women, especially in the older days, could not do. Yeah? A man will go to the bar, meet with the others,
have a drink,
make noise, go home and sleep.
Yeah.
The problem is still there. But a woman would want to go and seek for an answer. Yeah?
Okay.
About this man and the children sometimes who are a challenge.
Okay.
So I think that is the only way I can explain it for now. That men's ego keeps them back from seeking help.
Okay.
They think it's demeaning for them to go and seek help.
Okay.
Even from God, they want, why should I? I'm a man. I can handle it.
I can deal with it, even when you can't.
Even when you can't.
Okay.
And when you can't, you look for ways of emotionally just dealing with it. Distraction.
Pleasure. Okay.
Yeah.
So men, when they're not in the place where they're supposed to be in these positions of leadership, in this fractured society, men are hurting also, so they're somewhere nursing the wounds.
They are somewhere nursing the wound.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So when they meet, if they go to a pub, you see, women can meet, two women, strangers, they don't know each other much. They can meet in a place, and in 10 minutes, they have shared so deeply, yeah, that they could even have shared about their bedroom, the struggles, the challenges they're facing. And they minister to others. Yeah? They minister to others. This is what I'm going through. Keep two men for a whole day in a place. Each will go back the way they came.
We talk about superficial things.
They talk about superficial things, but very few men would dare open up. I'm struggling. I'm having an issue here. What do you guys think? It threatens their ego. I am a man, surely. What will other men think? Yeah, and men do not know how to support each other. Many times they would laugh it off.
They'll make fun of each other.
They will make fun of each other.
Yeah.
But women open up their hearts. And that way they minister to each other. And you went there thinking, oh, my problem is so big, and you hear the other stories. And you leave comforted, knowing you're not alone. And even sometimes having solution. Me, I had this same problem. I handled it that way. And that's why they don't get heart attack like we do. We bottle a lot until sometimes it bursts in heart attack.
Is that why women are outliving their...
That's why they are outliving.
I'm planning to outlive mine.
Yeah. Good. Then you have to be very... you have to be a very strong man. And you have to deal with the ego. That is what keeps men locked up, dying silently, because they have a problem.
What do you mean deal with the ego? You can't pretend it doesn't exist.
It exists, but you have to face reality.
And
if there is an issue, it has its space. We need it in order to feel a man, right? But when issues come, we should deal with them. Yeah?
The wise leader.
Yeah, the wise leader. I deal with it. Because unless I've dealt with my personal issues, emotional issues, I cannot lead this family. I have my own baggage. I have my own baggage.
Yeah.
But if I am able to deal with it, then I'm able to sort out other issues. Yeah? And it all boils down to self-understanding. Who am I? What am I struggling with? Can I address it? Yeah? And I think we said earlier, men do not go for therapy. It's too demeaning for me to own up I have a problem.
So you stay with your problem.
So you stay with your problem.
And you keep kind of going around.
Yes.
The same you're chained to this
You're chained to this. It doesn't go away. It keeps on playing in your mind. Oh, now this. Oh, this wife of mine. Oh, now this problem. It's eating you up. Right? So, we end up having heart attacks. We end up dying earlier. Right? But women can really open up and minister to one another. That is what is missing in men.
So men have to... because running away is a reaction.
And running away is
a reaction. Staying away from church, staying away from homes. You know, sometimes there's someone who will you'll tell him, oh, you ran away, you left your family. They'll tell you, would you rather I killed this woman or I left? You see?
Because those are the only two options they see.
In his head.
Not addressing the problem.
Yes.
Yeah? Not addressing that this problem can be addressed.
So it's not the first occurrence that is there a way to solve this.
Yeah, it's either aggression or take off.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight. But there is a middle path, looking for solution.
Looking for solutions.
But men are not sometimes very good at that. But of course in the offices, they are very good at that.
That's work.
Because here we are managing work. But when it comes to my family, I told you about a man we were told about many years ago, in the late, 80s or 90s, who came to a board meeting. He was a senior person who was a chairman. And he came late. And when he came late and sat down, he broke down and said, I'm really sorry, I'm late. I can manage all of you, because he was the departmental head, he had many. But I have a little woman in my house.
I'm terrorized by her.
Who I cannot handle. And at that, he broke down and cried.
It's a real issue.
It's a real issue.
Yeah, he knows how to make money. He knows how to manage
this group,
extract results, but chaos in his own life.
Chaos in his own life because of a little woman. Yeah, here he's coming to address many people, and he has the answers. But for his home, and yet he is not working on it, not looking for a solution. But so the little woman is there, making life hard for you.
Every day.
Every day.
But you run to work.
From there,
you bury your head more in other things.
in other things.
When the productive response is therapy.
Therapy.
You're a big believer in therapy.
Yes, I do, because I've seen people struggling, and I've interacted with people.
Okay.
Some, of course, engaged in some counseling, but I know people carry burdens. Yeah? People carry burdens, and they do not know where to take them. But many, of course, telling them about therapy. Why? How? What can someone else tell me? So we have that which we really need to deal with. So I'm a firm believer in therapy.
Okay.
Because we are very complex beings. Yeah? And there are many things we bury down. Yeah? Things we bury down that keep on eating us, and we need to bring them out.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
That's why I'm a firm believer in therapy.
Okay.
In modern times. And in olden days, Mark, counseling was inbuilt.
What do you mean?
You always had someone to turn to. There was an uncle here, there was an auntie here. Yeah?
Okay.
If you had any issues, whether marital issues, you knew who to talk to. Nowadays, where do you turn? Some have no uncles. You look at them, you wonder, how are they in a position to help you?
It doesn't even occur to you. I would say now the primary influence now is, of course, our phones.
This
interconnectivity, and that in itself also is really affecting how we think and how we assess problems, and has become the primary go-to for everything.
Yes.
Right or wrong.
Right or wrong, yes.
So human interaction has been affected by these pseudo relationships we have with people through our devices. You've said something very, very, very impactful. That men, we don't go towards the solution when it comes to relationships. We run away.
We run away.
Or we try to tack it down.
Yes.
We don't look for the way that solves the problem. We look for the way that alleviates the pain of the moment, or
Exactly.
and this is how we are wired.
This is how we wired. So we have to learn.
We have to reframe for the world we are in.
For the world we are in, because the world has changed.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not the traditional society.
Yeah.
Where counseling was inbuilt.
Yeah.
You went to so and so, is no longer there. So we really have to deal with that and own up. We are dealing with a very different world.
Okay.
The old world was stable.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in many, many ways.
Yeah.
But now we are bombarded with issues here and there.
Okay. So give me a mantra then, as a man in this modern world, as far as as a man in the world I am in now, when I face a challenge, I should. What are the shoulds?
I should look for a solution.
Okay.
I should address the matter. I should not hide.
I should not hide.
Back. Yeah. I should be open enough to face the problem, to own it up, and to address it.
And because the other frameworks for supporting one another were not there, therapy is
critical. Therapy is critical.
Okay.
Surprisingly, many therapists are women. And a man would rather go to a woman therapist than to a man.
Yes.
It's very threatening to go to a man. But a woman will listen to you.
And even there's the femininity.
Yeah.
Also of I'm talking to a woman.
Yeah.
I also like, I feel when I talk to a man, I saw a male therapist once, very good guy. It's me who messed it up. But the first time I talked to him, I felt dirty. I feel like I'm laying my head in his lap and telling him all my problems. Saying him mambo gani. At first I felt like, but a woman, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe
you will not feel threatened.
I'll not feel threatened, and if she's warm enough and inviting enough, I can tell her anything.
Exactly.
Actually, in rehab, the best counselor I had was a
woman.
And it was not. She was kind of an attractive woman, but that was not it.
Yeah.
She was able to draw out of me without me feeling nimepungua kama mwanaume.
Yeah, exactly. I think because of their nurturing instinct. Yeah.
But
you're able to connect with them. And you don't feel threatened.
You don't feel threatened, but what can a woman advise me? Really?
Perhaps there's a limit to some things where you need a man.
A man.
Yeah, someone who understands it, someone who has gone through some of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
But generally, men find it more attractive to talk to a lady.
Yeah.
But there is a limit.
To what?
And then you would need a man's input.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, especially as a more mature man.
An older man.
I worked with a mentor, a mentor who was 19 years older than me, for about 25 years. The most optimistic man I've ever met.
Is it Mzee Totia?
Yes, and I really enjoyed the work.
Good man.
And learned a lot. Someone you'd open your heart to and ask questions. Yeah, and I think men really need mentors.
Yeah.
Look for an older person who can walk with you, who you can open your heart to,
Yeah.
and not feel threatened.
The human framework. There's no way around it.
No way around it.
Find someone who's walked more further than you, been around longer than you.
Yeah, and that is not threatening. When it's your peer, your age mate, how does he view you?
Atanionaje.
Mimi nimefeel. But an older person, you will not have that threat.
Right.
No, because he has gone through it, and you're saying, "This is where I am.
Okay.
What do I do?"
Okay. Okay.
So we need mentors.
Okay. Men need mentors.
Yes, men need mentors.
Okay. So, and Georgie is indicating time. So,
Good.
thanks, Georgie. Asanteni sana, watchers and listeners of Kikao Africa. This episode was Where Are the Men? And the ways that men can get help for their challenges. Thank you so much, Kikao Africa. See you in the next episode. Dad, thank you so much.
Most welcome.
And we're gone.